We are in that feed.
Hey, it's your boy Darnell. Another week, more shit to talk. But before we get into all that, let me quit being rude in this installment of In the Feed. Hey, man, let them know who you are.
Yo, I go by the name of Alex, a great artist, producer, songwriter, designer, creative. That's who I am.
Hey, man, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Goddamn, all these young niggas on these in the feed episodes, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? That actually is a good thing compared to what we're gonna talk about today. But before we get into the main topic, FYI, who are you? And if just in case we've been living under a rock, what are you about?
If you've been living under a rock, like I said, I go by the name of Alex, great. I believe in showing people that everything is possible. I believe in showing people that use those creative genes that you got and go after it. Go after everything you have in your life. I'm a musician, producer, songwriter. That's what I do. Got music out. You probably caught one of my shows. If you haven't, come see me live. You're going to love it.
Damn, man. You really are a young nigga because you said the most youngest nigga shit. Like, hey, man, like you really believe in yourself and all that shit. And I fuck with you because life ain't hit you yet. I'm in that 29 or 30 range where you like you still be having them dreams, but then rent is real and all the other stuff is real. So I mean, I always love your hustle, man, and your optimism.
Well, let's put it like this. Life hit me very young, and I started to realize how strong my mind was very young when my granny, my uncle, my pops, and my mama was locked up, or my pops was on the other side of the country, and I had to learn how to do some stuff on my own. I had to learn that anything was possible even then. I wasn't old enough to get a job, so I started drawing people. I wasn't old enough to get a job, so I started selling candy. I started making stuff happen. So me, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and if the lane isn't there, you create it yourself, and that's how I've always been. So for me, it isn't that life as it hit me, it's that I hit life, and I understood what it was to go out there and get it and have self-belief on a whole nother level.
Hey man, well that kind of explains the attitude and the confidence. But as far as musically, what lane do you take up?
In music, I like to take up a lane that's just myself, man. I like to be poetic. I like to have fun. I like to just speak to the soul, man. That's what it is. Sometimes I think we overthink music. So like I think music is an art form. An art form you should feel. So with music, sometimes you want to dance. Sometimes you want to hear them lyrics spit. Sometimes I'm gonna come at your chest. Sometimes I'm gonna be like, hey man, let's just turn up and have fun. So that's me musically. Like I said, I was a producer and musician first, and then it turned into lyricism. But when I was younger, I was a poet. I get that from my pops. My mom used to sing in gospel groups, so I got that side from her. So I just love the creative spirit. I've always been a creative. I'm also a designer. I also a graphic designer. I'm an artist by nature. That's who I am. That's my godlike ability.
Okay, Kanye, I feel you. Yeah, man. And my thing is, okay, I respect that, but I mean, this is kind of getting into our big topic, but
okay,
I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Hey, man, I mean, where's your face tattoo? Where's your blue hair, man?
I used to rock red hair. Let that be known. I used to rock red hair. The tips of my hair used to be red. I
mean, come on, man. You gotta feel. I mean, no shade. You gotta feel like a weirdo in your own age group.
But that's good though. I mean, I think it's weird that now what I'm doing is weird, and I like that because that means I still stand out. They do all that to stand out, but then they all clutter and seem the same. And now I stand out because I don't have a face tattoo. I don't have this, but he made quality music. He made good music, and he having fun too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be something I'm not. But I'm also an artist, and sometimes I may be like, hey, I want red hair today. I want purple hair tomorrow. I want to cut all my hair off today. I want to grow it all out for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. Like, I'm sporadic. So
what's more important, the lyrics or the beat? Since you're a producer,
both. They both
one.
Equals.
You only get one.
I can't pick one.
Don't give me that feminine response. Hey baby, you want to go out to eat or you want me to go to the mall? Both.
Nah, let me tell you.
You get one.
I can't pick one.
You gotta pick one, man.
Let me tell you why I can't pick one.
All right.
Because you can have a great beat, but if you don't have anything to
Chief Keef
to come with that. Okay, well let's talk Chief Keef though. Let's talk Chief Keef. When you talking lyrics, are you just talking strictly lyricism, or are you talking lyrics? Because Chief Keef can say what he's saying, people feel it, and that's where I feel music come from. So I can't talk about the same stuff Chief Keef talk about, but he can talk about it. He can go in and let people know that they can feel it. The same reason why I think that Tupac is one of the best rappers of all time, because he said and you feel it. But
next to Biggie.
Yeah. Okay, but if you're talking strictly lyricism, Biggie's the better.
Yeah,
Biggie's the better rapper.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're talking artistry, Biggie don't come close to Tupac on artistry. Artistry, Tupac can say anything, you feel it. Yo, hey, Suge, what I tell you I was gonna do when I get out, I was gonna start digging in their chest. Or he can be like, hey, look, man, I ain't been treating my mama right. Or he can feel like Brenda's got a baby. Or he can turn up and be like, hey, what we finna get into? So Tupac can take you to places that Biggie can't take you. Now, Biggie can take you to a story. He can put words together like almost nobody else could. But Tupac can make you feel on another level that Biggie couldn't. Tupac was a mega star. You feel me?
Hey, what year were you born?
What year I was born in 92, but my memory is insane.
Man, come on now.
My memory was
Come
insane,
on.
man.
How is no shade. How is Tupac yo number one? Because like most niggas in your age range, like y'all niggas got that 03 and up artists. You got the Ludacris, you got the Lil Jons, you had the Soulja Boys, you had the Lil Wayne, mixtape Wayne. You had all them niggas.
How old are you?
29.
You 29. So you 3
89.
years. You 3 years my senior. So if that's the case, you got those same people too. So if you want to limit me to that, because when I was learning English and I was learning how to write, Tupac was on the radio.
Okay.
So
yeah,
let that be known. He was also on my TV screen.
Yeah, and he was probably dead by the time you was reading and writing.
I remember the day he passed away because
okay.
I remember the day he passed away because
Or
they
did
played him on the radio all day long on every station, and I remember that heavy. My pops was a huge Tupac fan.
Oh yeah, my mom was too. I'm like,
Yeah.
how we going to church, but we got all these Tupac CDs in the car.
Man,
Make your mind
Tupac
up.
spoke to your heart, man.
Hey man.
That's what God was about. He gave him that gift.
Hey man, but back to you. When it comes to producing, I mean, I always like asking producers this. Like hypothetically, if somebody in the booth and they suck, like do you still have like the same encouragement to finish the song, or do that make you go harder?
Probably go harder because you know the beat got to cover
Man,
most of it. You know what I'm saying?
man,
Like you got to really, I got to show out, and I got to make sure that they on point, and I got to make sure they do it right. Because if you got somebody and y'all meshing and they doing it well, like it's just you gonna go hard, but y'all pushing each other.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, I got to carry it, so I got to make sure that this is hard. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel you because nowadays, like me and my homegirl, we was driving and we was talking like, damn, these producers don't get paid enough. Like we were legit was saying that.
They don't.
I like them niggas do not. Cause I remember one time
And engineers.
I remember one time, and this nigga is a Emmy award winning producer. Shout out Lone Star Music. I bought a beat from him. I think I bought 2 beats from him. It was only like $50. I'm like, I literally felt like I should have paid more.
Right.
I was like, damn. I can only imagine how he would feel if he had to mix master or some shit versus me just buying a beat from him.
Right.
So I like, God damn, man. God bless y'all. But back to you being an artist. Besides Tupac, name another artist that matches your sound, or if you don't match your sound, give me a compilation of artists that if we fusion them, Dragon Ball Z
you took them
style,
together and you just did a fusion.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'd say especially on the production side, I took a lot of stuff from Kanye. So I'd like to put all that in there. Cole, Kendrick, Ross.
Okay.
And just myself. You know what I'm saying? So like you take a little bit of that and then you throw yourself in the mix and you'll get me. Because I mean you always pull from the greats before you. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what I feel like they are, you know. Even some of Drake. You know, like a lot of Drake get a lot of
when he feel like it.
Yeah. But I mean Drake is one of the best at taking people, putting them in the room and getting out a great project. You know what I'm saying? Like Ross, before he got into the industry, was a ghostwriter. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I mean like it's a lot of that going on, but I feel like because Drake has the R&B influences and the rap influences, and rap, you're supposed to write everything. And R&B, it's a collective of people that writes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also in rap, a lot of people get their hooks written all the time. You know what I mean? So they really just focus on the verses. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Need to.
Drake is for he writes for other
Man,
people.
yeah, Drake.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Drake makes great light skinned music. For real, for real.
For sure.
But man, before we get into our main topic, last question. Name a time in your life that the moment you knew, bam, it's time for me to be Alex the Great, or it's time for me to become the rapper.
Well, I didn't always want to be a rapper. When I was growing up, I had a best friend. His name was Brian. Shout out Brian. Rest easy. So he was a rapper. I was a producer. I went away to school at the University of Colorado, Denver for music business, audio engineering. And he would message me like, yo, super producer, when we gonna make something? I'm like, yeah, when I get back. Kept putting it off. I got back. We was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, man, when we get some time, man, let's do it. I got a call. He passed away. And he was shot and killed. And in my head, I started writing this song, Flowers. I put the song down to pen and paper, and that's when I knew I had to go out and do it. It was kind of like it just hit me in my chest, like, yo, this is it. I've never really wanted to be a rapper. I'm good at putting words together, and I'm good at what I do, and God gave me a gift. And that moment in my life really just put a stamp on it, and that song was so powerful that it just grew into everything that you see now.
Well, let me play advocate. You got the gift, right?
I got the gift.
Again, what if God's plan was for you to ghostwrite or for you to produce versus rap? I mean, how would you know which way you feel you're being more pulled in the direction of?
Me personally, all of them. I feel like some people limit themselves to say, I can only do this, I can only do that, I can do whatever. God gave me plenty of gifts, plenty of skills that a lot of people would. I'm still a designer. I'm still a business owner. I'm still Alex the Great. I'm still a producer. I'm still a writer. I'm still a musician. So with that being said, I'm pulled in all those directions. Sometimes I got to take a step back and I let one of the homies produce one of the tracks. Or I let somebody else produce.
You know what? And that's a good point that I was trying to make. I mean, instead of being great at 7 things, why don't you put energy in 2 or 3? Because again, like you said, I mean, you can have all the talent, but if you don't have the time to utilize them, what good are they?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And for me, I always felt like I took steps back from things to focus on other things so I can make those areas better. And then I had to learn how to do many things so I know when somebody's doing their job really well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to do photography, but not on a... So I know when a photographer is doing their job really, really well because I can say, hey, they know what they're doing, so let them take it from here. I know how to mix, but the homie right here know how to mix really, really well. So I know he does his job well, so let him take that off. So I can manage the business knowing that I know how to do everything well. And I can go in and change things at will because I know how to do things like that. You know, I don't think everybody has that skill set or the talents or the knowledge to know when somebody does something better than me, I step back. Maybe they don't do it overall, but on this song, they know how to do it better. So I'm gonna let them take over right here.
Well, you know what? That's some grown man shit. Because the one thing I hate about talking to other grown men or other rappers is just it. I love the ego, but sometimes the ego too big.
Dog, ego will kill you.
Man, like I'm so tired of niggas being first thing first. No shade, you know I love you, Alex, but
yeah,
I'm so tired of niggas sending me music and like why ain't I number 1 in Dallas? I mean my nigga, damn. Like, do you know how many niggas in Dallas alone?
Period.
We ain't even said the state yet. We just said Dallas.
Right. DFW is the biggest metroplex in the country.
Man, and I'm like, oh my God. Like these niggas won't work 5 minutes and want to be on the fucking Grammys the next week.
And that's wild. And I told people, man, like talent, usually the most talented people aren't the people you see because a lot of the most talented people are they don't have the work ethic to go along with it. You know, they don't want the knowledge. They don't want to learn how to do it. They don't want to learn how to put on their own shows. They don't want to learn how to promote. They don't want to learn the back end of royalties and splits and copyrights and mechanical royalties. They don't want to learn all this stuff. Or they just want it, this is it. I'm the dopest. I should be seen as the dopest. Nah, it take work ethic. This ain't the 90s. Nobody ain't going to find you in a bar and put you on at the label. Like, you got to sit down and do the work. You know what I mean? So I'm not the best rapper at all. I don't believe I'm the best rapper. But I believe that I'm the best at putting things together and have the work ethic to believe that anything is possible and I will make it to where I say I'm going to make it.
Man, Hey man, we're gonna take a real quick break and we're gonna get into our main topic where we're gonna spend the rest of our time.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, on this episode of Talking Greasy.
This episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/greasy. There you'll have access to over 180,000 titles right from your smartphone.
Y'all niggas is lying.
It's time to talk that shit.
Hey, and we are back and we on that talk section.
Yeah.
And hey man, again, not coming at you because again, we're not that too much different in age, but we need to talk about it. Old school versus new school.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. You're producing a lot of people in Dallas and maybe even further. But let me ask you something. What's the young people listening to the 25 and down range? Could you do make music for them?
If I'm honest, man, I really don't know where things split off at because I meet older people that like young music and I like young people that's like hip hop purists and they only listen to old school rap. You know what I mean? So, you have so many artists out there that are amazing, and I think I used to have the issue myself with like putting people in this box of like, oh, this is this music and it's trash if it's this music, or it's good if it's this music. And I think the younger generation and the older generation listen to a lot of the same music. They just don't realize it, or they find the one thing that they don't listen to and they focus on that, or they find the one thing that they do listen to and they focus on that. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bit, because my thing is, I try to give all the littles they chances, and a few of them haven't disappointed me. Like at first, didn't like 21 Savage. Now I do.
Yeah.
I didn't like who else? I didn't like
Kodak.
Yeah, Kodak Black Girl. He grew on me. He
tells stories, man. He paints.
Who else did I didn't like at first? I didn't like Travis Scott at first.
Well, you didn't like Travis?
Nah, Rodeo was alright.
You didn't like Travis?
Rodeo was alright.
Well, I guess I'm a Kanye fan, so I already like Travis. In a way.
Technically.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and if you like Saint Pablo, you really like Travis.
yeah.
So yeah, I feel you, and I had to had that conversation myself. It's like, okay, why don't I like them? But then again, I grew up with Wu-Tang, Sugar Hill. Oh, I ain't that though. Sugar Hill Gang. Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Ice Cube, Lynch Mob, UGK.
The funny thing about that is you only naming the legends, but you're not naming none of the sorry rappers in that time either. So you got to think about that.
Like Criss Cross, like Kid and Play.
You get what I'm saying? Like people focus. People focus. Let's not discredit Will though. But
we will, because I'm sorry, man.
But all I'm saying is people focus on what they want to focus on, right?
Yeah.
People, in hindsight, people say this was the best time, XYZ. But this time in music is the most music that's ever been put out, period. You have the most amazing music and the most trash music all at the same time.
Yeah, but
trash is relative. What do you like? What do you dislike?
I feel you, but I had this conversation with another artist called Maximilian, and it's like, okay, music now is like a kid in Toys R Us that don't exist anymore. It's like full of toys. You can go in there and get whatever toy you want, but it's stacked up to the ceiling full of toys.
Full of toys.
And you gotta find your favorite toy out of that pack.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix.
And it's weird because like I said it before, nigga. Somebody's grandmama got a mixtape. Somebody mailman is serving hot beats and everything.
You feel me? Yeah.
So it's like a saturated market, and then I see and then I hate to admit this, but even producers, they getting overrun and oversaturated.
Yeah.
If niggas can play 3 keys on a piano, now they Scott Storch, now they Dr. Dre, and it's like damn, everybody want to produce, everybody want to rap. It's like we at least used to have a vetting system to where
absolutely
where like
A&Rs made it happen.
Yeah.
Then.
So I mean, what do you feel is the difference between the new and the old generation, good or bad?
Both good and good and bad is relative, depending on how you look at it, right? Because In that time, it took a lot more money to make music. You know what I'm saying? Like now you get your computer, your interface, your speakers, your mic, and you good to go. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you had to have a studio. You had to have your engineer. You had to have your staff. You had to have the label to distribute your music. You couldn't just go to DistroKid. Shout out DistroKid. You couldn't just go to DistroKid and get put on these platforms. Music is the easiest to find now. It's just so much of it, you know. But then also, I wonder how many amazing artists that it was that we never heard because they didn't get the chance that we have now to just create and upload at will. You know what I mean? Like, how many people did we not hear that was great because A&R didn't rock with them because of something they said, or you know what I mean? Like, how many of those things? How many people did we miss out on?
So basically, the good thing is no gatekeepers. Almost.
No gatekeepers. But that's also a flip side. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, no gatekeepers means that everybody comes through.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
No, but okay. I think we had gatekeepers, but it's still limited. Like their power is more limited now. Cause think about it. Think about all the stuff, like you said, people have to find their own music, right? And people are lazy, right? So now, with all the record labels got to do is a push. Like, oh, you don't know what to listen to? Bam.
I don't think so because record labels don't really make stars anymore. When's the last time you seen a record label make a star?
Drake?
No. Drake is not in that category. Artists made him stars at that time. Trey Songz took him on and made him a star. Drake was already, he had labels battling for him in 2009 after he did that. So the labels picked him up and then made him a star. He was already a star.
Man, I'm gonna have to disagree because at the end of the day, I mean, the record labels, what power they have left is marketing, the radio, and TV and
All right,
everything else.
You listen to the radio every day?
No.
Okay, I don't listen to the radio, so that's already marked off. Our age group don't even listen to the radio. That's really like a 38 and up age demographic, and that's not who stars are made through. Those are people who have already had their stars and they come and they listen. By the time they get to them, they already stars. All right. Marketing, we have the same. Outside of that, we have the same tools that they have. They use Instagram marketing. Mm-hmm. They use Google ads. They use the exact same stuff we do. They can get billboards. That's about it. We can get billboards too if you got enough money for it. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have a keen lock on everything. What they do have is relationships with distributors so that they can make sure that your record is first up when you get on Spotify. They have those. That's probably the last little bit that they have. And they have ownership in those. That's the last little bit that they have.
And whether they'll admit it or not, they got robots that constantly play their own songs a million times.
Exactly. Bots is doing everything. So, like, what I mean by that is, I remember when I was in school, and I was going to school for music business, and my professors were amazing. They had Emmys. They were on the Grammy board. One of them used to be one of the heads at Columbia. And we talked about where the music industry was going. And they feed you, to me, they feed artists this. The music industry doesn't make any money now, whatever the case may be. But I feel like the middleman is starting to get cut out day in and day out. Because now we can distribute, we can market, we can do our own shows, we can do whatever we want to. So when I said labels haven't made stars, they really come to them packaged already. They don't take nobody that they got out of a open mic night and make them a star like they used to. That's over with. Like, that's what I mean by that. Labels don't make stars anymore. They get people who already have a buzz, who already have a package, who already been putting in work, and then they put them on a bigger trajectory. But they don't just take little homie up the street who got mad talent and then make him the next Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, when's the last time you've seen that?
Okay. Well, let's we're gonna do either or.
Either or. All right.
Which music sound better, now or 90s?
I'm a part of now, so I'm gonna say now.
Producing, 90s or now?
Are we speaking just hip hop? Are we speaking everything?
Music in general.
I'm gonna go with then because there was a lot more musicianship.
Okay. The the need to be unique more important back then or now?
Oh, definitely more important now. It's too much. Like, it's so saturated. You have to be unique to stand out.
You know what? I'm gonna have to disagree with you because nowadays, how many niggas sound like Migos? How many niggas look like Lil Wayne used to look before he?
This is a conversation I've been waiting for.
Before they drop water on him.
Boom bap beats all sound the same if you listen from that perspective. The same sample, same drum pattern, same everything. If you want to go from that, I'm just saying the same way that old heads look at us, because it's not all the same until you open up your ear. So it's the same thing. That was the type of music that y'all loved, so y'all didn't see it like that. People was rhyming skit, scat, beat back, and it was cool back then. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, what are we talking about exactly? Because that was a lot of the same, and they had a lot of the same. Oh, we all gangster rap. Now you can get gangster rap, hood rap, love music, my girl broke up with me music. You can get a plethora of different types of music. Back then, it was very much, this is what we do. If you don't do this, you're not a part of it. It was very much more in a box back then. I will say that. Great music. Love the time. Amazing artistry. Amazing everything. But it was a lot in a box. You know what I'm saying? Even with the artists that you named earlier, almost all of them had to have some type of
street appeal,
some type of gangster appeal.
I mean, but it was all different perspectives of the spectrum too. Cause I mean,
but it was all one piece of the box.
Tupac was a gangster as a revolutionary. Biggie was a gangster and a part of dope dealers. UGK were thugs who were legit trying to find a better way. Scarface was, the same thing, a mindset of, okay, yeah, I'm a fucked up person, but let me get through X, Y, and Z. Right, so I mean, but nowadays everybody got the same look, the same face.
I don't think that's true.
Everybody's magically from Atlanta. I mean, so it's like, damn, don't nobody live nowhere else?
No, we got so many different looks. J. Cole looks nothing like 21 Savage. 21 Savage looks nothing like Kendrick. Kendrick looks nothing like Drake. Like, you can go down the whole list. It's different. Everybody's so different. I will say that in this particular box, they look the same. Yeah. In this particular box, they look. But the same thing was about that same particular box in the 90s. We rocking Carl Kanai. How do you want to do it? Like, I mean, we rocking big chains. This is what we doing. We gangsters. We real with it. What's up? Throw your gang set up, and we gonna get it. That's how it was.
I mean, real talk, like, who's gang banging in the game right now? Even if they are gang banging, we don't take them as serious as we take, like, The Game or WC or all them.
Is the Game not 2003 wrap up?
No, he 2003 back. No, 2005 back. 2005 back.
But you said 2003 up. That's our generation.
Okay.
So I mean, if you want to go there, the 50 Cents, the Games, all of them are still our music, if that's the way you want to put it. So I mean, these guys came up on those guys, and most of the people Jay-Z embraces new rap, and that's
Kanye is when new rap kind of came into fold.
Not saying that, but Kanye was also the one who produced Jay-Z into being where Jay-Z is now in the Blueprint series. Do we not remember that part of Jay-Z?
I mean, yeah, but again, that would still be Kanye behind the scenes, but we're not starting a wave.
But even with all that, I'm not saying that Kanye didn't start a wave. Kanye is my guy. I'm just saying Jay-Z has lasted so long because he's been able to embrace eras, different eras in hip-hop. He was in the 90s era. He was in the era we just talked about. He still is dropping great music and great verses to this day because he embraces new music.
I don't know why Jay-Z is still popping in. Even though he's in my top 5, I don't, like, if 444 wasn't that good, I would have been done with him, me personally. So so to say he matched up well with every generation from 97 to now, that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
What's a big stretch about it? What's the stretch about it? He's been on hit songs since the 90s.
And he also did an album with Beyonce. So let's talk about them road bumps too.
Okay, so
let's talk about Magna Carta. Let's talk about Kingdom Come.
There's always
a bump in the road.
But name one artist who got more number ones than Jay-Z in history. Period.
In history?
Name one artist. You can't.
Drake getting close.
Drake is not there.
Because I think he outsold the Beatles in some category. I don't remember that specifically.
But nobody has more number one albums than Jay-Z.
Oh, okay. Well.
Period.
Well, But my
Like-
my thing is, because again, I'm trying to come from a non, confrontational place, and not trying to diss the new niggas. Because again, I mean, hypothetically, like if you had a younger brother or sister who wanted to be an artist, or you just had younger people that you gonna engineer, I don't want to deter them from telling a story, but I don't feel like there's no more story. Like when we was, even though with the gangster rap, we had another side of the fence too. We had the conscious rap. We had other equivalents to the gangster music.
We don't have that now?
Not in abundance.
We don't?
Not in abundance.
We don't.
I mean, true, but but they don't push artists like you and other artists like you who's on that more realistic,
like
conscious
I
side.
I don't know what you're talking, because they push me. I got major support, major help, and I love every single person that pushes me. But what I'm saying is, you see it, the top selling artists in hip hop are still the ones who tell stories. Period. Like Jay-Z, I didn't mean to say Jay-Z, J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Childish Gambino. These are the top selling artists in hip hop, and they tell stories galore. They push the narrative.
I mean, true, but again, you only name like 4, and then locally, I hear that. I definitely been to shows. Matter of fact, the first time I met you, just dapped you up and appreciated you, because I was like, okay, he coming with something different. I didn't see the wacky hair. I didn't see the wild young nigga face. I saw a serious grown man on his grown shit. But a lot of people don't come with that attitude, and a lot of people don't be like, hey, I'm gonna change the game. Most niggas say like, I'm gonna get my foot in the game. That's and get my foot in the game ain't necessarily let me change it.
Well, I'm still a person that I play the game, man. Cole had this line. Don't know if I'm correct in exactly how he's saying. I'm not saying it very, but you either play the game or let the game play you, and be one of them old whack niggas talking about I remain true. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn whatever industry you in. Like, you in basketball. You like, man, I want to be an owner, whatever case may be. You mess around, play overseas for your own league, but do you want to come in and make this real money right now and get on and do what you do? So I don't knock that at all. Me, I embrace all kind of music. I'm able to switch it up, do what I want to do, because I have freedom in music. I like to swim in music. I like to do what I want to do in music. I didn't used to be like that. I used to be very in a box. This ain't right. This ain't this. And I started being like, man, music is an art form. Music is what you do. Hip hop started with people dancing and playing around. Like, that's what hip hop started as. You know what I mean? So who are we to say, like, because this dude making dance music, or this dude making turn up music, man, or this dude making drug music, or this dude talking about selling drugs, this dude killing, as long as you telling your realness to your spectrum and your point of view, and you staying real to you, that's all that matter to me when it comes to music.
Well, speaking of being real, let's get off the past and the present conversation.
Yeah.
Let's get back into you a little bit.
Okay.
As far as your music go, I mean, what you kind of, and again, not trying to put you in the box, but
you good, man.
But trying to go into a direction. You're the more, I guess, conscious rap. Consciously speaking, you had a song that was talking about police brutality. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that?
Yeah, that song was called "Out of Order," and when Botham Jean was killed, I instantly just like froze up. I got angry. I was mad, and I locked myself in my room, started producing it, started writing it, and I put it together because, I wholeheartedly believe if you're an artist, any type of heightened emotion has to come out through your art. Putting it on Facebook, calling somebody, hitting somebody ain't gonna do it. You got to get it out through your art, whatever your art is. And that's exactly what I did. And I looked at this country. I said, it's out of order. Things aren't right. There's no reason why a man should be getting killed in his apartment. There's no reason why a man should be getting killed sleeping in his car. There's no reason why somebody should be getting choked out over a cigarette. There's no reason why a boy getting some Skittles should be killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is being real. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why a black boy looking at a white girl should be killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is America, and it's no pun intended, but this is real, and it's out of order. It's broken. It's not put together right. You know what I mean? It's not running on all.
And you know what? That helps me to my next question. With that being said, and a lot of artists, not all, because got to be subjective.
Yeah.
A lot of artists are on the wave of, I guess, the more drug user rap.
Yeah.
And you said when an artist feels a heightened sense of emotions, he got to get it out or should get it out. I mean, what message is this younger generation sending out, good or bad?
Some of everything. This is one of the freest generations.
You ain't lying.
As far as like even with equality, they push that heavy. Like equality is what we about. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I was having a conversation with my pops, and he was like, "Man, I see it in y'all. Like it's different. Like racism ain't cool. Like we don't rock with that at all. You know what I mean? Like we ain't with that. Get me wrong. There's a lot of people are going to be people, and not all people are going to be the same. And I think we are better at embracing people, whether it's gay people, whether it's happy people, whether it's black people, white people, Mexican people, whoever you may be. I feel like this generation really embraces more people than the generations before us. And we're starting to see that because we're the resistance. I see my white friends be resistance against they white uncles who out there wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like I see that more in this generation than I see in the past, And I love it. I love that we argue about a lot. We get offended by a lot. We do a lot of stuff that I don't like, but one thing I love is we more free and we more about being together as one, as a whole, even if we are divided in thought patterns. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that I believe, because I'm not a fan of drug promotion at all. But drugs have been a part of society since the beginning, and I don't think that it will ever stop. Like, people using drugs. That just is what it is.
I mean, yeah, but that's the bad thing too, because a lot of these kids, on the other side of the spectrum, that's how they cope, and unfortunately that's their truth, and we not really given an outlet as black people to really express feelings or emotions.
That is real.
Like you can be everything in this country except for a black person.
That is real.
Like you could be a transgender, Power Ranger, Godzilla.
Pedophile, because now pedophiles have a whole lane right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make that okay.
Yeah, you could be that whole combination and still be like, we'll accept you. And then a nigga can't even go get some Skittles and iced tea.
You feel me? And I think it was Dave Chappelle who said something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was like, we was just trying to get civil rights. That's the lowest thing, civil rights. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't trying to even get equal rights at the time. Civil rights. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be equal. So is it what's like Black Lives Matter? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the worst you can do? Black lives exist. Like Black Lives Matter. What's wrong with that? Like we're not saying, oh, your life don't matter. We're saying our lives matter. And that's something bad. You know what I mean? Like
But you know what? And another thing I don't like about this younger generation, maybe you can co-sign and maybe you can set me straight, is like sometimes feelings beat facts nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's like weird as fuck to me.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Because it'd be like 1 + 1 is 2. Well, actually, I always felt it was 3, and nobody ever acknowledged me because of it.
Yeah.
Like what?
Just to let you know, we're in the same generation. I'm not sure if you know that or not.
No, I know we talking about the young one. I'm not trying to. This ain't a son in conversation.
I'm just letting you know.
I mean, it's just like it's different. Because matter of fact, I have a homegirl who her sister is like 17. She about to graduate high school, and she was like, with a straight face, was like, "What's racism? Like, why are y'all still talking about that?" And this is a fully black girl, grew up in a black ass household, black ass fraternity parents, black ass black history
honest,
parents. It's like that's why I'm scared of the younger generation, not us, but like people.
Now, see, I'm not scared of that. If we can actually get to a real point where people are asking what is racism and they don't deal with it, that's the best thing you can do. Now, don't get me wrong, you should know your history and you should know where you come from, and so history don't repeat itself. But having a point to where they have to be taught that and not experience that is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be taught, oh yeah, your ancestors were slaves, but they was also business owners and they owned businesses and they did everything that they could to make sure that we went there. But you should also you should have to learn about it and not experience it, man. You know what I mean? Like I like learning about slavery, but I don't want to know what it feels like to be a slave.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like look at it from that point of view. Like
yes and no, because it's okay. For other races, that's fine. Agreed. But when you black, they almost make you pray if you ain't got a certain amount of knowledge going out into the world. Cause then you ain't gonna pick up on certain type of treatment. Right. You ain't gonna pick up on certain type of discrimination. So that's a handicap if you're a black.
Yeah, it is scary. I remember reading this story about a black child who had been adopted into a white family, and he got pulled over by the police. And he had always been taught that people are equal. And, like he had never had the talk. You know what I'm saying? When the police pull you over, and he almost lost his life that day. And his mom came down, and his parents had money and lawyers, and that situation ended up getting corrected. But that was like an immediate wake-up call for him because he almost lost his life behind racism in the police force. And he didn't understand how to handle that situation and then handle it on the back end. You know what I mean? And you can't handle it right there in front of them because you mess around and get shot, killed, thrown in jail, and not wake up. Like, you never know. But that's a realism. But my whole thing of what I'm saying is we can't continue to let that hold us back. Like, what I'm saying is I want my kids to grow up and not understand what racism is, except for the fact that I taught them that this is what it used to be. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my children to have to know what racism is. You know what I mean?
I would love for that to happen, but I think realistically, that's probably a good 50 to 100 years away.
You think it's that far away?
Yes, definitely.
I don't at all.
Definitely.
Have you seen, how many black entrepreneurs do you know now?
A decent amount.
Decent amount. Right, exactly. We're getting back to, I talked to my aunt. Shout out to my aunt. She's 75 years old. She's from Dalworth. I'm from Dalworth. Dalworth was the segregated portion of Grand Prairie before they integrated back. She used to tell me, like, yo, it used to be a 7-Eleven right here owned by black people. It was nothing but black businesses and black this. Everything was black owned, and we spent our dollar with each other. And shout out Killer Mike because he's been pushing this heavy and, learning it from different people. It's like, man, this is real. And what I'm starting to notice is, like, black people are starting to be more dependent upon themselves and knowing that we can create whatever. We are black gold. And once we start to understand that the entertainment industry, that's us. Any entertainment, you look at the best basketball players, comedians, rappers, singers, musicians, producers, TV producers, people behind the scenes, writers, however you want to put it, that's black. And we're coming into our own. We're starting to put our own movies together. We're starting to not sign to these labels who aren't run by people with our same skin tone. We're starting to build our own businesses. We're starting to make our own phone figures. He has a whole phone right now. You know what I'm saying? That's black. Like, that's what we're doing, and I'm loving it. So I don't think it takes 50 years. In we have the fastest moving technology, knowledge, and everything in the world that's ever been before. So looking how we came in the last 50 years, I say give us a solid 20, 25 years and see where black people are in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm at to respectfully disagree because because white people, the reason why I said 50 to 100, because in the next, like you said, 20 to 25 years, Hispanic and Mexican people will be the majority.
Are we talking to U.S.? We talking to world? It's two different conversations.
Okay, well, the U.S. 50 to 100, world, I'll give you your 25.
Because, I mean, look at it. Even if you talk to U.S., man, our brown brothers and sisters are us, too. Like, I mean, no disrespect. No, let me tell you what I mean by that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to let you finish. I'm really going to let you finish.
What I mean by that is black people built this country. Black people literally built this country, died for this country, did everything they could in this country. White people have lived off of the success of black people and building upon that of black people. Whether, they took slavery and they had cheap labor and they made all of that happen. The Asian community came and built railroads. Mexican community come through and did agricultural work. What I mean by that is they weren't enslaved like us. They didn't have that like us in this country, but they had it in their country as well. You know what I'm saying? So those ships hit their lands too. You know what I mean? So what I mean by that is we are all some type of oppressed people in this land. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. Brown people are out there getting shot just like black people too. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. They get pulled over by the police and their communities get raided just like black communities too. Because usually it's black and brown people in those communities too. That's what I mean by that. I got brown homies that grew up in the same hood as me. You know what I'm saying? I got black homies that grew in the same hood as me. So what I mean by that is when it comes down to it, the more we start saying, like, I think it's a lot of division. And I'm for my black people 100%. But you see Africa, and it's an amazing place. You know what I'm saying? You see, like, that we can go over there, and it has some of the fastest growing economies in the world. It's not tapped by a lot of different people. And we help build this so we can come here and get this and get that. So what I mean by that is when we start understanding that Oprah is one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Mm-hmm. She can do whatever she wants to do. Black people can do whatever they want to do. Like, in our lifetime, we saw a black president. In our lifetime, we saw black billionaires. In our lifetime, we see black community leaders. That's what we get to see in our lifetime, and I've only been on this earth for 26 years. So what I'm saying is we've seen so much that the generations before us have not seen. How many black billionaires did they get to see? How many black presidents did they get to see? Not how many black NBA owners did they get to see? We have a black NBA owner now who went from a player to an owner. Let that be known. Like, a lot of things that I don't think people recognize how much we focus on the negative, but we don't see, hold up, we low-key taking over. How many black stars are still in their contracts at these labels? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are really getting out of the system and creating our own system, creating our own labels, creating our own wealth, creating our own shows. You know what I'm saying? We're creating our own lanes.
Well, first thing first, there's no black and brown unity. Let's get that clear, because anybody and everybody shits on black Americans. That's just what it is. That's just how they go. Like, just flat out. There is no comrades to the black community like that. White, brown, whatever. It's black by themselves. Black American people are by themselves. Hence,
that's true.
Hence why you were able to, they were able to carry on oppression for 400 years. Just flat out. Yes, I believe in all your progression and all that, but there's a thing.
Did Mexico close its border to the slaves? Do you know about that?
Yeah, and it didn't. It didn't allow slavery because the Underground Railroad did go to Mexico.
That's what I mean by that. Sometimes we put ourselves in the old box and we don't look at history. You just talked about history. Well, let's talk about the full history. It's the same thing. What I'm saying by that is black people have gone through the worst of the worst of the worst. What I'm saying is if we start looking at what some of our brothers and sisters have been doing and with more as far as like learning how laws work and learning that money does push things, yes. and they get together and they raise money to be able to do these things.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that people don't shit on the black race. People shit on the Mexican race too. People shit on all of them. I'm a black person and I understand what it feels like to be black in America. You black, you understand what it feels like to be black in America. But I also had homies that was right there with me going through the same stuff as me, right there next to me. So I can't speak for other people, but I can speak for me saying, no, I had homies that was going through the same thing, that was getting pulled over with us, that was getting hemmed up with us, that you walked into the store and they told you to pull up your shirt because they thought you was stealing just because you came in there to get a drink. They was right there with us. So that's what I mean by that. We go through this stuff together. Why can't we have camaraderie? That's what I'm saying by that.
Because A, we got different goals and we got different origins. And two, like you said the whole we can switch this thing in 20 to 25, right? So you think 20 to 25 years can can override or fix 400 years?
Override or fix? No. That's not what I said.
Okay, well, let me hear you right. What did you say?
What I'm saying is in 400 years, we helped build this nation to be what the nation is, and we should take advantage of it. What I'm saying is in the next 25, and we're not just saying 25 years. When slavery, civil rights, this whole period of time is the time that we're talking. We're just talking about the next 25 years in this progression. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So we're not just saying the next 25 years, but I'm saying the next 25 years that we have is going to be so far. But it takes people to have the mind to believe that it can be done. Like, if you know that you're going to do your part, because it's every man that has to contribute to do it. If I know I'm going to teach the next generation, because right now I'm learning about financial literacy and I'm learning these things so that way I can go teach my brothers and my sisters. If everybody's doing this, if everybody's continuing to open doors, if everybody is continuing to say, hey, we're going to make sure that we spend our money black. Hey, we're going to make sure that we learn the system so that way we don't play it. Not be mad when you find out that Trump isn't paying taxes. Understand, okay, how isn't he paying taxes? Let me learn how to do it so I can teach my brothers and sisters how to do it legally and how to get things done legally. That's what I mean by that. We have to get into the system because we know that economics runs everything. And if we get ourselves together economically and we get our knowledge together in the next 20 to 25 years, with the way that we tapped into knowledge and the way that this generation is learning things that we didn't, coding, finances, all of this kind of stuff. We have the most young entrepreneurs. I just seen a little 18-year-old girl has her stuff across Walmarts and everything. And that's what I mean by that. Like, we are becoming self-sufficient. We have a long way to go because the black dollar only spends around 6 hours in the black community, but we're growing. And that's what I mean by that. And we're growing fast.
Okay, last question. With all the conscious conversation we had, all the great music, last two questions. Give me your top 5 artists and give me 3 reasons somebody should listen to your music.
Top 5 artists of all time?
Yes, sir.
My personal top 5. Jamie Foxx, Lauryn Hill, Tupac. Dang, those last 2 spots is hard. Stevie Wonder. That last spot is hard.
And you just want to give it to Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye. We'll give it to Kanye.
Okay, 3 reasons why people should listen to you, and we gonna wrap this mug up.
Three reasons why. Number 1 is good music. Number 2, you may find yourself in my music. Number 3, because I just want to hear from you. If you like my music, I will literally talk to you about it, no matter where you at. I've talked to people around the world. I have people that I talk to in Australia because they like my music.
Hey, man, it's your boy Darnell. Hey, let them know where they can reach you on all your musical outlets, and if you got any shows coming up in March, April, or the summer, or what's next for you?
You can find me at thealexthegreat.com or at thealexthegreat on Instagram. What's next for me is a lot of music. I'm really focusing on a lot of music. I'm dropping a project called Catching Fire. It will be coming soon, and it's amazing. So, yeah.
And hypothetically, if they want to get their shit produced, where do they go?
You can email me at alex@wakeandcreate.com, or you can hit me on Instagram at @thealexthegreat.
Hey, it's your boy Darnell, and if you would like to listen to Talkin Greasy, or you would want any more of this content, hit us up at 469-454-8231. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, hit us up at talkingreasy@gmail.com. And also, we're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And my personal page is Darnell Does It on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Because it ain't easy talking greasy.
Didn't even know the man, but in this game we play, they always got the upper hand. Real talk though, can't even walk this foreign land. I'll be at home without them pressing and killing a man. Listen, tell me where we safe at. Can't even sleep protected at the places that we lay at. Wish I was Batman asking Alfred where the cape at. All these blood spillers, Van Helsing, where the stake at. They spilled blood, Cap kneeled and they couldn't take it. You heard me here, my brother, we ain't gotta fake it. Y'all taught me this was the land of the free, but in conclusion, y'all was never really talking for me or all my brothers and sisters with the same similar makeup. Nation's ugly faces showing you can't hide it with no makeup. Y'all won't